Thank God it's Friday, and this is today's live on Equat.
Thank you for having me so long.
And I have Prudence Burger.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know if it's okay. There was this discussion, me and someone, and I was like, thank God it's Friday. And he said, why don't you say Good Friday? Thank God it's Good Friday. And I said, Good Friday, what makes it? He said, every day is made special for every Christian to enjoy. That is, every day is special for Christians to enjoy. And he later left that, and then he said, because Christ died on Friday, that is when he was sick, and then was when we recognize Good Friday. So he feel when every Friday we should see
Friday.
it as Good Friday. That
What
would be a
about
constant reminder.
What about Monday?
Monday.
That's a good question. What about Monday? And Monday, people complain about Monday because of office.
Every day is a good day. Every day is a good day. Every day is a blessed day. Every day is a unique day. That is why you shouldn't leave your house without speaking to your day. You don't know what the day holds, but you can decide what the day holds for you. You can't pick a day and honor it above other days. You can't particularly place an honor to one day and the rest of the day. What happened to the rest of the days? So every day is honored, every day is unique, every day is blessed. So you have to chart a course for the day, not just the Friday. So he would prefer to be in the hospital every other day, then bring him out on Friday, then they take him Saturday until next Friday. So for me, that theory is the wrong theory. Every day is a blessed day. Every day is a good day.
Well, definitely, I know there will be something to take home when I said that, because every day it's key, every day is important. God knows the reason why he created these days for us to really explore. And like he rightly said, you have to speak for your day and then make the day work for you, because the day is not just, the day is just there, but what you pronounce, that is how it's going to be. Today's life is where we learn, where we encourage, where we rebuke, where we correct. And today we have a very, very important topic that we want to x-ray and then see how we will help someone out there, and then see how we would even add to our own knowledge here, we that are sitting here in the studio. And this particular topic that we are going to discuss is called breakup. And then breakups are painful, no matter what brings them about, whether it's genuine or whether it's deliberate or not. And this thing is really eating up younger ones out there. Issue of breakup. Is it right to start a relationship and then you later break it up? And then is it okay when you are in a relationship that you think everything will work, and then you are being surprised with the breakup news? And how do you gather the pieces and then move on? Is it okay for you to find reason why you should leave something that you are in? Is it okay? All of these things, we just want to see how we'll go through them and then profile solution and advice, and then see which one to take home. And then I know that my panel will do justice to it, because for sure we have one that is embodiment of knowledge that we know in this area. It will do justice and people will follow. Mr. Tony.
Embodiment of knowledge. Well done. You're welcome. You're welcome to the show, Prudence.
Do you have any experience of
breakups?
Breakup.
How many do you want to know? I was breaking up, starting up, breaking up, starting up. Funny enough, I have never had a love relationship that lasted 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah. The only relationship I had that lasted 2 years. Till today, I ask myself, how did it last that long? it's not in how long a thing lasts, it's in how well. Because the woman that I'm presently married to, from the day I met her to the day that I married her was not up to a year. Because it takes common sense to know people and what they can be able to do. It takes common sense to understand the terrain of how things can be, in a relationship. You know that this thing will not work, but you like to stay in it. You like to try it, but you know deep within you that it will not work. It's like you are planning to cry ahead of time. Breakups are not necessarily bad things. How when you break up, shouldn't you pop wine and celebrate? You should. If God is saving you from a kung fu ninja, is there anything like kung fu ninja? I don't know. But if God is saving you from becoming a punchback, I think you should celebrate. Because there are people today that are wishing, had we broken up, or had we break up, like if I had broken up and not married this man, I think life would have been better for me. A lot of people, But the point is, if you have passed the level of breaking up and you have gravitated to the higher level where there's no breakup, I think the best thing to do is to sit down and work it out. Sit down and work it out. But breakup is not necessarily a bad thing, and is also not something. It's not a necessary evil. It's not a necessary evil to experience. That if you don't experience, you have not been fulfilled in your relationship. No. There are ladies that were wooed for the first time and it jumped into marriage and they're enjoying it. There are men that have approached a lady for the first time and they married them as well. So if you broke up with someone does not mean you cry about the attachments, the emotions, the time shared and all of that. It's not like the person has died. It's something that has died. It's not like someone has died. Something has died. But you have to sit down and think, what is the positivity in the death of that thing? Are there positivities in it or in it? If there are, leave the negativities and then celebrate the things that you should celebrate. Because we like to go back and say, how did I get it wrong that this happened this way? It doesn't have to be you. Maybe you are dating something I commonly use, I can't say on TV. Some of these things just allow us to use our languages. Maybe you are dating, help me. I'm looking for words to qualify the guy, or the brother. Because in most relationships, brothers have problems.
Irresponsible dude.
That's kind of milder, right? But brothers are always the ones at fault in relationships. What the sisters are asking for, they are much actually. And you keep doing macho over her request. Showing her that you are equal to you can do all these things, you can do all that. But the opportunity has presented itself for you to show all the things you said you could do. And then you start ducking. See, me, I used to I will just tell you if you come to my life, all this mushy, if I catch you close to me with it. I don't want this, if I... Okay, we are on TV. I like my woman hard, man. I'm not saying be a man. But be hard, be tough. Life in itself is tough. In the love, we don't have to be that way for it to be expressed as something sweet. And there are people who show how mushy they are, but in their closets, they are always fighting. That's not what we want. We want a sweet relationship that can be enjoyed. You know, sometimes my wife would tell my daughter, "Why are you lying down on his body? Don't you know that I'm the one supposed to?" Mommy, as big as you are, you know, she doesn't know that, you know, there's room for that. She doesn't know, but I'm not really a mushy kind of person. So if I meet somebody that is very mushy, how do we do? Like the other day that we spoke on Today's Life, and we're talking about who should I date. And we said, the answer is, who should you date? That's the answer. Who should you date? It's not a name. No, it's not a name that you should date. It's not a solo that you should date. It's not a Philemon that you should date. It's not a Tony that you should date. It's a personality that you should date. It's a character that you should date. The body just carries all these things. And in most cases, well, anything appealing to the eyes, you know, is mostly appreciated. But if you are looking at what you will take and lasts almost forever, man, you have to leave the physical things and both character and not really appearance so much, but character, especially for a lady, the character of a man and his intellect. You should look at that. You don't want to marry a man that will come and be doing homework and be telling children, he's a boy. You know, we is children, you know, and all that. No, you need a man that has an IQ rate. You have to rate his IQ. And if you know that the man has nothing upstairs, but you do, then you start helping him if you love him. Because anything that you are not willing to live with, if you see that somebody is not willing to live without them, there's no reason why you should do. Break it up and go. Why would you be in a relationship and be enduring? What? You are not in an endurance competition. It's true. Why should you be in a relationship and just be enduring? You put yourself in that position, except in cases that somebody developed characters that were not, they were not there, and then that is something you have to deal with. And these things are coming because as the world is gravitating to only God knows where, new things are happening. A married woman wants to feel among what younger girls are wearing and all that. Yeah, it's okay, but wear that for your man at home. At that point in time, Prudence is in the market right now. Like any guy can stop her and talk to her. But she can be like, no, I'm not ready for this. A married woman cannot say she's not ready for it. She's not available for it. You cannot say, I'm not ready. No, you are not available for it. The same thing with the married man. The lady is making passes at you, and you are supporting it. No, you should forward your unavailability above everything. Put it in front, sir. I am not available. It's not easy, like we are saying it, to not be available. It's not, sir. It's difficult, almost to an impossible point. That is why if you count 10 marriages today, 11 out of the 10, if you're like 11 out of the 10, and then some akasi. Yeah, but we have some small problems. And what do I mean by we have had? Or maybe let me put it this way: if you count 10, 11 out of the 10 marriages, we have had altercations. The point is, I'm looking at it from a scriptural background. I'm with you on the set. Prudence is on the set. Very pretty lady, well shaped, and every minute I'll be like, okay, so my mind is out of the show. My body is on the show.
So as far as scripture is concerned, your mind is fornicating while your body is presenting stuff. So, because the Bible says, if you look at a woman lustfully, you have committed adultery. So and it's the same Bible that says, if God will measure iniquity, if God will count all these scriptures against us,
nobody will stand.
No man.
You and yours sincerely, and you look at a man, you be like, oh wow, this guy is ooh. Only God knows the meaning of that ooh that you said. We can't tell. We're talking about breakups. Yes. But we can't talk about breakups without the things that lead to the breakups. Sometimes you break up for no reason. I still love you, baby. I still love you, but you are not available. Ladies don't want audio love.
Physical.
Yes, they want video love. They want you to come out, take them out, spoil them a little. And ladies want you to make the relationship public. They do, sir. On the show yesterday, I was telling you how that a lady went home and saw another lady bought her boyfriend shirts. And she said, after she has suffered, this one that she don't get now, where they leave her for her now? Who is buying you shirts? The other one went, another person went to wash his plates. Why didn't you wash it? Another person went to wash it. And she was angry. The guy was not happy with her. He didn't release face. He was squeezing face for her. So you see, if you know what to do, do it. The Bible says, to him who knows what to do and refuses to do, the Bible says it is counted unto him as a sin. You are supposed to be on the show on time, but you came 5 minutes after. It's counted unto you as a sin. There are people in marriages right now, is just the only reason why they are still together is because of Christianity, they mean. But the breakup had taken place long ago. With children and everything, the breakup had taken place long ago. In other words, the wife is just tolerating the husband as well as the husband tolerating the wife.
Just imagine, let's not even look at people that are not married. Let's imagine that they say after you are married and then 8 months later you are not too comfortable, you can just, but it has to reach 8 months. You know the prayer and fasting that people do for 8 months to be seen like tomorrow or next.
Simply
like
because they
one
want to.
man would have married 500 women. Few people would have stayed with one woman. So it's not the point,
the date that you broke up, that you actually broke up. You had broken up earlier. It was just made official or announced on that day.
Well, we've all spoken, even though I know Prudence.
Why is she having a hand on her chin? Me, I've said all I need to say on this show. I think I've spoken my mind already. So the cameraman can just walk. Let me even relax and be on my own like this and be listening to Sambo Solomon Sabe and Prudence Williams Burger. Am I right? There's a Williams in your name, right?
Yes. Yes.
You know, like I laid the preamble earlier, like this is
sorry, before your preamble, I'm sorry. Prudence, be very sincere. What are the causes, the major causes of breakups?
Whoa.
Be very sincere.
I think there's mistrust. Most of the times is that you don't trust the person, so you just end up saying, since I don't trust you, I don't see any points why we should continue being in that relationship. Then sometimes it's misunderstandings, yes, but then it still boils down to trust issues. And then okay,
what is mistrust?
it's not mistrust. I was trying to find the right word.
Okay, distrust or okay, not to trust someone. let's why did you fall in love? Have you ever been in a love relationship? You know, Gombe girls are very, until they are ready for, I don't know what you are doing on this set.
I asked myself the same
Okay,
question.
but have you ever seen people that are in a relationship that have told, maybe the girl told the brother, I love you. The brother told the girl, I love you several times, but yet they broke up. Okay, why do you think they broke up? Or why do you think they said, I love you?
Okay.
Do you know who I'm wishing was on this seat? Huh?
I know.
You know what?
Yes, sir.
You have no right to prejudge me. I'm telling you. You have no right to prejudge me. But let's just look at it. That why do you think she ever said she loves him? Why do you think he ever said he loved her?
So at the moment where she said I love you, there was just something that was pleasing to her at that moment, or pleasing to him at that moment. If I would say I love someone, I think that means that I have seen something that I really like about the person, or I'm really attracted to in the person, something that is keeping me with the person. But I'm thinking in my own head, like what I would, if I was in that shoe, that's what would probably be. I would probably be thinking, okay, so I like this person, I like the way he talks, I like his intelligence, I like the way he carries himself, because some of us just like people that carry themselves with confidence and all that. So at that moment, that's probably what she's just saying. And then tomorrow, they're breaking up. Maybe she saw, maybe the way she sees him carrying himself, there's no really quality about it. It's just him outwardly carrying himself. And then inwardly, it's just empty. So at that moment, she's disappointed and like, there's no point in staying with you because I was there thinking I would see this result at the end of the day, and you didn't give me exactly what I wanted to see. I think most of the times that's what happens.
Solo, do you think that we are mostly blind to the fact that we would break up in the relationship? Do you think we are blind to that?
Not in all cases.
Okay, sometimes we know that we'll break up.
Yeah, sometimes.
But we just want to remain for the fun of it. Because, you know, there are girls in this life, I've met a couple of them, they cannot stay without a boyfriend. So even if it means remaining in a wrong relationship while I wait, why would I carry myself and throw myself in a position like that? That I have to be in a relationship, whether I'm abused, whether, you hear them say, I'm just...
You'll find me.
Break up, I will come in. But at this point, this moment, I can never come in. Let me just wait till she's broken up. See? So, the issue of breakups, we don't even have to tag reasons.
Okay.
If it's not working, it is not working. Break it up. There are marriages I know that even pastors went to say, look, this thing is not working. Let's not let them deceive themselves. It's not working.
But in the issue of marriage, you know, I think it's a sensitive area that we should touch, because when you talk about breakups, you know, people concentrate on a relationship, you know, trying to build up to something that it will work at the end of the day, and then you agree, and then you are in, and then it's not working, and then people are being afraid to say get out of it, simply because they have their own reasons. It may be a family reason, you know, for those that are not believers. It may be because of our belief that Christ said, you know, he hated divorce. And then you see a woman remaining in a relationship that always she is being abused, you know, beaten, just like, I don't know.
Does God love death? Untimely death?
No.
So it's the same thing. If he hates divorce, he also hates it when you die untimely. Leave the marriage. I cannot have a sister or a friend, let me even say a sister that I have rights to, that is treated that way, if she likes, let her be older than me by 1,000 years. I'll go and pull her out of the marriage. Let it remain me and God. There are people that will stand and lie. They will not tell the truth. They will tell you this thing, you have to endure it and all that. What if your daughter is going through the same thing? Would you leave her in the man's house? Personally, me, I don't buy into that theory. Okay. God hates divorce. What that means for me is sit down, work it out, don't let it lead to that level. That's what it means. But there are conditions in the Bible, I think somewhere in 1st or 2nd Corinthians, that says why you can let somebody go. What do you call that?
But what is really happening is that...
Okay, that's what you call it.
I'm trying to explain.
No, what do you call this? Is a cup.
Yeah.
What do you call this? A mug. So I think
it's breakup.
So what are we saying? There are cases in church that people had to go and separate between a man and a woman. You are in a vehicle traveling. Suddenly tire busted and the car somersaulted to the ditch. And then you see smoke in front and fire. You didn't break leg. You didn't break hand. Your brain is still inside your head. Your blood is pumping, your heart is pumping blood. Everything, nothing happened to you in the accident. But you just say, see fire coming, you say, road safety said, when anything like that happens, be calm and dial 284. Hey, somebody will come and rescue you. That's what you are doing, sir. There are certain things we allow ourselves to be engaged in, and we don't live to testify. You just die in the process. You don't live to testify. There are women that are foolishly in love with men that are dealing with them that way. And some of these women are very, very innocent. And they are not guilty of anything. But they go through the worst kind of abuses. Even Agidan Aure. Like even in their matrimonial homes. So what would you say? What would you say? You say, if this thing is not working, separate them. Honestly, that is just the truth. God hates divorce, is scriptural. He also hates murder. It's true, he hates suicide as well. So don't grow to the level that you have to be depressed till you kill yourself. He hates that as well. But you see, God does not hate walking away. He hates divorce, but he doesn't hate walking away. I don't know how you can explain that theologically, but I am just saying that if you walk away for retreat so that things can be, and you can talk about things, except if the man is unrepentant or wherever the violence is coming from. Because these days, violence is from every angle. Politically, there's violence. In relationship, there's violence. Everywhere you go, everything you do, there's violence. You know, I know people will attack this theory, but that is the truth. Before you attack this theory, if you are planning on attacking the theory, that is, I have somebody in mind who is always, I know, he's always attacking certain things. But let's say you have a daughter that they are stabbing with knife. They are beating every day. She's just going through every kind of molestation. You say, I'm a pastor, the Bible says, and so you have to accept it as the will of God for you. Where is it written that that kind of thing is a will of God? Oga, go and carry your daughter, bring her home. Settle the issue in the absence of talk with him, but let him not have anything to do with your daughter. Now, do you know what? Everybody that wants to marry, they are forced to go to a court to sign a marriage register, right?
Yes.
You go to a marriage registry, is that what you call them? And then you sign a marriage register, and then it is official in Nigeria that you are legally married. Now, the constitution of the country recognizes that. I'm telling you, more than some of these churches.
It's true.
Because in the one for the court, they tell you certain things. If you touch her, if you this, if you that, if you this. And then you have, what do you call these people? These people who are in human rights, this human rights commission. And then you have, I think there's
welfare?
Social welfare. There is one, I think, that is responsible for all this marriage.
Social welfare,
yeah,
involved, from the grassroots.
So if you have any kind of abuse, you report to them. They even have money. I know someone that was given 500,000 one time, and she was given a house with her children to stay for a while. So let's look at instances like that. Why do we have to come up with such organizations, even as a government? So if we are looking at breakups as topic, let's also look at what is causing the breakup. Is it the woman that is impatient, or the man that is selfish? Or what is causing that? Is this something that we can work on? Is this something that has pre-existed the marriage? Or is something that is just showing up now? So all these things, I'm not a relationship expert, but I just have sense about relationship. And that if I tell you, to a very large extent, if I tell you, do this, it works. Because even me, it works for me. There are certain times you see fire burning on the mountain. Yesterday I was with someone. He came to Jos for the purpose of the APC convention. He said to me, Tony, I work with Mr. President, and Mr. President has one great weapon, and it's silence. He said, don't you see the man is always, once he says something, he say, move this cup, he will never repeat it. I saw that he says the power that he has is silence. I took that to heart. And I know that sometimes you see things happening, even at work. You see as if you don't pay an urgent attention to this thing now, Equa TV will not be on air for 58 years. But sometimes you just sit down like, call Martha, please go and buy Friday. No, let me eat first before I can. Sometimes, lo and behold, you see these things will just take shape. It's not everything that you start ranting, shouting, but you allow silence to deal with certain things. And sometimes you sit and talk. There are people that don't like sitting to talk. If you don't want me to come back home, just say, I want us to talk. I'll create a journey from where I am with J. Bishara until you forget that thing. And when you come back, the thing is dead naturally. So, but it's good to sit down and talk. It's good to express your dismay. It's because you say you've never been in a relationship. I'm using my mouth. I'm using your mouth to eat onion. How do I use this?
You're using her mouth to eat onion.
I use your mouth to eat onion. So, of a truth, that is it. There are a lot of breakups everywhere. Some relationships are ending before they even start. Because I love you, yes, I love you. That's not the start of the relationship. That's the agreeing that we are going into the relationship. We are just agreeing. Please, I want to date you. I'm a Christian. I'm a very humble person. And all right, I want to date you too. Oh, wow, I love you. I love you too. It has not started. You just agreed that it will start. The starting is where you start talking. It's when you start acting. It's when you start behaving. It's when I start seeing. When you start seeing. That's the startup. So sometimes just because you say words, you have even broken up before you have started.
We have this hurt and then rejection after breaking up. And then you find out that destabilizes someone, makes you to live with bitterness, makes you to live with anger, and then just of a sudden your level of performance is dropping, and then you're just in your closets. You don't want anything to do, like it will just mess you up, and then you are not even thinking of building yourself. You're not thinking of your future. All you think is those good times that you had with your partner, before the breaking up.
Have you ever been promised money and you built plans around that money that you were promised?
I'm still building plans.
That is what pains people in relationship after breakups. Because they have based hopes upon things that were just mere promises. You see, there is no way a lady will say she doesn't know. No, you know. You are just hoping it will be better. But you know. If this guy is truly serious about you, you have asked yourself questions now as a girl in a relationship. If this guy is truly serious about me, I have not called him. This is 1 week, 3 days. He has not cared to check up on me. He doesn't know how I'm living. Is that how he will treat me when we are eventually married? Auntie, remove shoe, hold it in your hand. Do what Moses did. Sometimes we are just being foolish over things we should be wise about. If, excuse me, if your brother is saying, baby, I love you and I'll take good care of you, you didn't ask him to make such commitments. On his own, he did. Wait for the actions that will back what he said already. If you don't see these actions and then you hear another promise and you base your mind on that, the day that they break up with you, it will hurt you. Haven't you seen somebody that has broken up? She will gather her friends. Let me go and buy you fish. Let's celebrate. She knows what God delivered her from, But some, you sit down and say, are you at home? I want bread. It's bread. What is it again? You caught him with another girl. No. Saw it, but love blinded. It's mostly certain things take people unaware. We can't lie about that. But you see, the ones that you are hoping can work. Yes, while you hope it can work, put effort towards making it work. If you don't see him working to make these things work, you let go. You let go. See, love is not just body. When you give body, it's an extension to soul. You have just opened the gateway to your soul. And when somebody starts sharing the space where your soul and his own are and they are together, tell me how easy you will find it letting that person go after you have kept him, not just in your mind, but in your soul. Certain things that we say, the words that I say unto you, they are spirit and they are, and the Bible said that. So what is it? You just say, is it not just, maybe just sex? Is it not just, when you break up, you be like, you are the one that told us it was just sex. Now, so why are you crying? I didn't know. It's like he took something away. Of course, he took something away. He took something away. Certain things are priceless. When they are gone, they never return. With these few words of mine,
we're enlightened.
I'm not saying a single word again.
Yeah, and the time is fast spent. Prudence, a word from you.
Okay, so I'm just going to talk from what I've observed. There are a lot of times that we're just stupid. I want to use that word. We're just stupid. Ladies, most of the times. You are seeing it yourself. You know that this is not working out. This is not going to help you. And then you still just want to still wrap yourself. You still want to be inside the relationship. It's not by force. Kukuma, leave and go home. Yes, I'm saying that in our typical Nigerian language because of how serious it is. Just go. Please, run for your life. Don't kill yourself on top of something that is not worth it. That's all what I want to say. Truly, don't kill yourself on something that is not worth it. My father says something, and he told my elder sister, and I think it worked for her. He says, if you notice something about a person that you are dating, and you know that you can't cope with it in the long run, please leave. You don't have to stay in it. Just make sure that whatever you're seeing, you are agreeing in your mind that I'm going to cope with it in the long run. So if you notice something that you cannot agree with on the long run, please run away. Just go.
Okay. You promise that you will not say anything.
And I'm keeping to my promise. I'm a promise keeper. I'm not a rainmaker, but I'm a promise keeper.
Okay.
So Tony, thank you for doing this today with me. And Prudence, Burger, thank you so much for adding your own voice to what we are discussing today. And for you, the viewer out there, we want to seriously appreciate you for giving us your time, listening to us. We want to hope that you've picked something out of all the discussion, even though our professor have spoken. I know you have a lot to go home with. And I want to say this. You have to define who you are, and then whatever you are going into, know exactly why you are going into that particular thing, particularly relationship. You have to define yourself. Who are you? You have to know why you are going into the relationship, because by doing so, that will help you to know when exactly you are to leave, if you are supposed to leave, or when to continue. So for doing this, I want to say thank you so much. And I hope that if you are dangling or you are struggling with breakup, please gather yourself. Know that that's not a terminal illness or a death sentence. Gather yourself, pull yourself out, and then move on. Go back, sit down, reflect on the relationship and see where you went wrong, and then amend them. Open your mind to new relationship and then move on. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. See you Monday by God's grace. Bye-bye.